obviously you guys see the title, so you know, I'm just gonna say this. I'm just gonna say that what Will Smith did wasn't wrong, but it wasn't right either. You know, like you can't really take a hard stance on this. Like you can't be one side or the other because, um, you know, you don't understand like him and Jada's relationship. Like you don't understand the stuff he went through as a kid. You know, you don't understand like being the type of father he is, you know, so you can't say what he did was wrong. Um, but also, obviously, you know, you probably shouldn't hit someone on international television, but it wasn't, you know, you know, what Chris Rock said was definitely kind of out of line. I mean, it was a joke, but, you know, it's kind of messed up, you know, like, there's one thing I don't really do, like, if I'm making jokes, and it's like, making fun of illnesses, like that's kind of like that's a low blow, you know. That's not really that funny, you know. If you're dealing with it yourself, that's different, you know. I always think comedy should come from a place of self, right? Like you should be able to, you have to use what you have, you know. So you know, when I'm trying to be funny, you know, what I have, I'm black, you know, I'm a guy, you know, I'm a nerd, you know, like use what you have, like when you're doing comedy, like I feel like people kind of step over the line a little bit sometimes, like they aren't taking that into account, like they're not really using what they have or their experience. They're sort of just like, oh, I can say this joke just because it's funny. It may really be funny. Like, it may actually be funny. But if you're not coming from the standpoint of that person, like that type of community, I don't think it's necessarily right for you to make a joke about it, you know? Like if I were to crack a woman joke, you know, like you know, it's just out of character. It's not me. I'm not a woman. So, you know, I can't. If I had like a wife, right, or like a girlfriend, and I'm just like, you know, happily making jokes about her, talking about her, but you know, like, you know, saying stuff she does and all of that, you know, that's my experience with that person. So that's a little different than like coming straight off the jump, like, yo, I'm gonna make this joke and like, it may be funny, but like, am I the right person to tell it, you know? Um, I think you should just like kind of, like I said, make fun of what you have, you know? Um, but I do think making fun of an illness is pretty low. No matter what it is, I don't care. Like that's still an illness. Like, would you like to forcibly like lose all of your hair? Like, if I said right now, yo, you have to lose all of your hair and will never grow back like the way it was. Would you want that? No, like no one's gonna be like, yes, I volunteer to have that. Like what? If you are, then you're a fucking dumbass. Like so, don't even tell me that that joke was in line because it wasn't. It was a fucked up joke, you know. It's about an illness, like I said, unless Chris Rock had alopecia, you know, has alopecia, you know, he can't make jokes like that. You know, he's not the one dealing with it. You don't know what that person's dealing with. You know, comedy has a very thin line. I mean, I'm not a professional comedian, but you know, I've been on stage like a few times for like you know open mics and stuff, and like you know what I wrote, it made people laugh, and it didn't like ruin someone's day. You know, so like that's kind of like a hard um, pill, like a bitter pill to swallow. You know, sometimes you do want to make some jokes, and you're like, man, this is really funny. But sometimes you gotta take a look at the crowd. You gotta take a look at who's listening. You know, you gotta just like kind of like take in your surroundings and be like, all right, is this the right joke? Like, look at yourself, look in the mirror. Like, is this the right joke I should be making? But again, what Will Smith did wasn't right, but it wasn't wrong either. You know, it wasn't. I can't like you can't blame him, and you also can't shame him. So anyway, that's sort of like my quick take on the Will Smith slap, yo. Like, and I really hate that people are trying to like. Now you got like you know white people, very like conservative like people to the right and stuff like really talking about canceling Will or he should be arrested. It's like, dude, shut up. You just want a reason to put down successful black people. Like, this dude just won an Oscar, and you're like, oh no, I'm just gonna just forget about all of his talent, everything he's done over the years because of one dispute. Maybe you don't know him and Chris Rock's history with Jada. You know, we don't know any of it, guys. Like, all we saw was the slap and the reaction, and we heard the joke before. You know, like, you have to really open your perspective on this stuff, and I really hope people can think about it in a different way, not in a it was right or wrong, just sort of like I really understand. Like, it's really just like neutral. It's like, you know, would I have done that? I don't know. Like, should Will have done that? I don't know. You know, it's like, it's just one of those scenarios. But no, there are some people that are trying to like cancel him and stuff and all that because of that. It's like, shut up. Like, it's like, just you don't understand. Like, anyway, I should probably get to the gameplay. I'm probably gonna just like clip this portion and like make it a video, just like my take on the Will Smith slap. But yeah, you just stay neutral on it. Like, you know, there are plenty of memes, plenty of stuff to like laugh at with it. You know, I just think it's good to keep an open mind about it and not like fucking shame Will or feel entirely bad for Chris. You know, it's like, whatever. But yeah, let's get on to the game, shall we?